All right, guys. Hey, welcome to the live today. Today, we're going to talk about 5 steps to creating an effective marketing plan. An effective marketing plan. And so, what I see a lot of times is people just want to skip ahead to the cool stuff, to the fun stuff. Let me go create a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad or something along those lines. And that is not how you do it. And so, today, that's what we're going to work on. Is we're going to work on um, the 5 steps basically to doing that. So let me do that for you real quick. Step 1, we're going to conduct a situation analysis, aka a SWOT analysis, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We're also going to talk about defining your target audience, aka your buyer personas. You don't talk to everybody the same way. You've got to speak to them in their language. We're also going to talk about writing out SMART goals. SMART goals are very important, making sure that you're realistic and you're very focused on exactly what it is you want to accomplish. Next, you want to analyze your marketing tactics. What are you going to do? Are you going to do email campaigns, social media? Are you going to do some lives? Or are you going to do a combination of that? It's always important to be clear on exactly how you're going to approach this marketing campaign. Next, we're going to talk about analyzing your marketing tactics. And last, we're going to talk about creating your budget. And so I know a lot of times as a marketing professional, a guy who's been running a digital marketing agency for 11 years, usually when people tell me they haven't identified their budget, I'm pretty wary that they probably haven't done the previous steps as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump right in. This is an interactive situation here, so if you guys want to jump right in, ask some questions, feel free to do so. That's what it's here for. All right, so first we're going to talk about conducting a situational analysis. And that situational analysis is very important because not only do you need to know the strengths, the weaknesses, opportunities, the threats that are available in your organization, but you also need to do a competitive analysis. What are your competitors doing? What are they doing that's working with the prospects that you're chasing? What are they doing that's not working, right? And so when you do that research on the front end, you save yourself a lot of money, number one, right? And then you also are going to save yourself a lot of headache of putting together a campaign for an offer that no one even wants, right? And so that can be a real problem. And so you want to make sure that your offer sets you apart. I see a lot of people that go out and they're like, oh, well, that looks like that ad campaign is going really well. Let me just duplicate that. Well, you really don't know, and you really can't measure by likes, shares, and comments whether or not someone is actually making sales from their campaign. So by doing a SWOT analysis and acknowledging your strengths, staying away from your weaknesses, thoroughly investigating your opportunities, and looking at threats like competitors who have bigger budgets that could just bury you. It's really important that you look at those types of things when you're doing your marketing plan. Next, we want to talk about defining your target audience. And this is another kind of soft spot that I see in marketing campaigns today is that, you can't really speak to everyone in the same language. Hey guys, I've got the greatest deal ever and everybody should buy it. Sure, in a dream world, that would be great. We would want everybody to take advantage of our offer. However, the problem is that you can't possibly make an offer that's good for everyone. Not everybody's going to be a good fit for what you're doing, depending on if you have services or products, right? You really have to be clear about what the problem is. What is that? How do you solve that problem? And then also how you address different buyer personas. Now, what I want to do is I want to give you an example of different buyer personas. So at High Velocity Global, in our digital agency, we have different buyer personas, right? We have established businesses. We have established Ethan. We have website Wesley. We have agency Alex. And it's funny, but I name all of these people because as we're creating products, as we're creating offers, as we're doing promotions in the business and we're marketing, we want to make sure that the offer makes sense. So for example, website Wesley. What is website Wesley looking for? What is he not looking for? What kind of budget does website Wesley have? And so we always make comparisons to our buyer persona and we say, hey, is this something that website Wesley can afford, or is it something more along the lines of that's a good fit for agency Alex? And so by knowing these buyer personas, by knowing your target audience, you can then tailor your offer and your marketing campaign to those personas. So now you're not speaking to everyone, you're speaking solely to someone who has specific problems that you can solve. And so these buyer personas are really important. It's platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, anywhere you could pretty much advertise that makes this really easy. Another example that I can give you is, we worked with a Caribbean restaurant in Katy, Texas, and it's amazing. Island Spice. If you've never been there, you should go. The food is phenomenal. And so, we found it was very easy for us to target people who love Jamaican food. Once we got into the Facebook audiences platform, we were able to take a look at it and say, oh wow, we could target people who like beef patties. Wow, we could target people who like rice and peas. It's amazing how much information you can find in there and how you could take that information and dive even deeper down to find out things like we found out which TV stations they watch, we found out which radio stations they like, we found out where they buy furniture at. And so we were, by knowing all of that information, we were able to target them very specifically and make sure that the messaging from the restaurant got in front of all the right people. And so that's really important when you define your target audience, when you create these buyer personas in your business, you're then able to laser focus in on exactly what it is your prospective customers or clients want and need in their business. And when you can do that, they're willing to pay whatever your bargain basement price is or whatever your high-end price. You're solving a problem and you're no longer commoditized with everyone else. It seems like your offer is tailored to their specific needs. Next, I want to talk to you about SMART goals. Number 3 of 5 is SMART goals. And writing out SMART goals is very important. I see people all the time, they come to me and they say, hey, I want to get 1,000 followers on Facebook. And my first thing is, okay, great, 1,000 followers, that's easily done. But why? Why do you want 1,000 followers? And what is that attached sales goal? So if you're not familiar with SMART goals, they're specific, they're measurable, they're actionable. It's, and by actionable, let me stop right there for a second. By actionable, I mean something that you can really do. I mean, something that you can really measure. R is relevant, and then timely or time focused makes up the SMART goal methodology. And so by doing that, you can then be very, very specific and say, okay, now I want 1,000 followers, but I would like 50 or 100 of those to subscribe to my blog, or I would like 50 to 100 of those to buy from me. Now we're talking. Now it's very specific. Now it's measurable. It's attainable. It's relevant, right? And it's time based. Over a certain time, I want to get those people in the next 30 days, in the next 60 days. And now you've got it. Now you have a specific goal that you can track. Now, depending on how this works, right, you're going to then have to attach this to tactics, right? So you've set the goal, but what are you going to use to get these people? And this is the next step, obviously, right? So you want to analyze your marketing tactics. Are you going to be using social media? Are you going to be using Facebook, Instagram? Are you going to be using YouTube? Are you going to do email marketing? Are you doing a direct mail campaign? Are you calling, right? And so it could be any of those things. It could be a combination of those things. But bottom line, you need to identify those so that you're not kind of wandering out there when you're trying to put your marketing campaign in place and create your marketing plan. So if you're very specific about how you're going to get these customers, then you can plan accordingly through there. If you decided to go with social media, then you can say, hey, I'm going to do a 14-day campaign. We're going to post 2 to 3 times a day. Once we've done that, then that fits into our marketing plan and it makes sense. So it also makes sense for you to do some omni-channel marketing. It's important, because some people don't just buy on Facebook, or they're just not following you on Facebook. And you'll see this from some of the bigger brands. For example, you go to Amazon.com, you go find the camping tent, for example. Say I'm going to Fort Bend State Park, I'm going to go camping for 3 days, and I'm looking for a tent. I go to Amazon, I look for that tent, I find that tent, but the phone rings, I get busy. I come back, I go to Facebook, wow, there it is. Not only did I see an ad for the tent that I wanted to buy, but I also saw some ads for similar tents that other people bought. So I'll also see this on YouTube. I'll also, I'll see a commercial there, or I'll see a little ad I can click that will take me to that same tent I was shopping for before. So I say all of that to say is that consider omni-channel marketing, or marketing through multiple channels when you are marketing online and when you're putting your marketing plan together. Lastly, you want to create your budget. And so if you've done your due diligence with the previous 4 steps, then your next step is going to be to, your next step is actually going to be making sure that you have an appropriate budget. So you've already established, hey, I'm going to do this on Facebook, I'm going to do this on YouTube, and I'm going to need X amount of budget for both platforms over 14 days. And by following this methodology to creating an effective marketing plan, it's these 5 steps that you absolutely must have in place if you want to be successful. It's not about skipping steps and trying to just go and create the ad and hope for the best. I can tell you, when you just throw your money up in the air like that, it's going to be gone just as quick. So you should be very, very careful. You should plan ahead and follow these 5 steps to creating an effective marketing plan. Now, with that being said, what I'd like to offer you guys today is an opportunity for you to work with me to put that marketing plan together. You'll have the benefit of my 11 years of running a digital marketing agency, to walk with you through each of these steps to help you plan your marketing plan, to put it together correctly, and also to have another set of eyes looking over your shoulder to make sure that you're successful with this campaign. So if you're ready to put together an effective marketing plan, I suggest you go to the website there at the bottom of the screen, or you could give us a call at that number right there, and I'll be happy to help you go through each of these 5 steps. I'll share with you a lot of my tools that I have, my Excel spreadsheets, my Word documents and Google Docs that you can just kind of fill in and make sure that you have an effective marketing plan that is actually going to work for you, and it will drive traffic, it will drive sales, and will help your business thrive. So again, I'm going to work with you, and I'm going to help you do a SWOT analysis. I'm also going to help you create a couple buyer personas so that you know exactly who you're talking to. I'm also going to help you define your target audience. I'm going to help you create SMART goals that you can actually track. They're attainable, they're measurable. And I'm going to help you choose which marketing tactics that you need to use based on what you have in place. So maybe it makes sense to do SMS and email. That is fantastic. And I'll help you put that together. And lastly, I'll help you put together a realistic budget that will help you get results. You won't have to throw $20, $50, $100 there and say, hope for the best. With all of this planning, with putting everything together, you'll feel very confident about your next marketing campaign because we've planned it the right way. And once you've learned this methodology from me and you get the tools that I'm going to give you, then you'll feel confident about your next marketing plan and the subsequent marketing plan, because you finally have a framework to follow in order to help you successfully market your business and turn those leads and that traffic into money. So I want to thank you guys for spending some time with me today. It's been just under 15 minutes. Not bad, not bad. I didn't want to take up too much time, but I do want you to realize and recognize what it takes to put together an effective marketing plan. I love to see business owners thrive when they do it the right way, and I'd love to see when they don't have to beat their head up against the wall to make it all happen. Thanks a lot for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you guys next time.